Everyone good? Okay, cool. Let's go framework. Framework is the gateway issue. You've been assuming they win all their arguments. The only reason to vote negative, the sole purpose of the ballot is to answer the resolutional question: should the USFG increase the exploration and development of space? And when they're at that means they need to instrumentally answer yes, and for the consequence of the action, the phrase should express the desirability. Even means the question of the resolution be desirable. When you affirm it means you have to answer the question yes. You just reread the resolution, which is already a question. Means the topic committee already sought her out, and now we have a debate. This competitive debate is a dialogue between two terms. The will for refuse to defend the resolution is act to exclude the negative from meaningful participation in the dialogue. Fairness exists to provide a voice for both sides. Galway 7. Debate is a dialogue sets an argument, a table where all parties receive relatively fair opportunity to voice their position, setting up with a further reciprocal sets the negative according to fairness norms, which each side sets a relatively balanced argument table. When one side takes more than the shared competitive equity suffers, one side excludes the other. Fundamentally denies the person of the other participant. For a desire to be fair, the fundamental condition of a dialogue, the fundamental case to supersede basic fairness norms that exclude particular negative strategies. Only through such discussion that we reach agreement which led to a common case. The debate compensates off world by offering a framework that maintains equality for the sake of conversation. The awareness of any meaningful world of the negative team, the germaneness of the substitute for topical action do not accrue the ideological benefits of topical advocacy, and its voting issue now outweighs their fairness. The attempt to exclude the negative obliterates the pedagogical benefits of in-round dialogue. Fairness norms are vital because they allow both teams to be heard in meaningful ways. Debate is a dialogue to refine and develop positions. The test ideas of previous and meaningful political participation. Galway 7. Many teams argue because topical and unfairness constraints prevent particular speech checks. Debates are denied meaningful voice in the debate process. The problem with this line of reasoning is views on exclusionary and unitary act with definition of power. However, dialogical perspective allows us to see a flow of power flowing both ways, even when the negative strategy is not entirely excluded. Any strategy diminishes the argument of death and quality diminishes the quality of in-round dialogue. Any affirmative speech in the flagrant avoids debate fairness norms that claims the benefits of the affirmative supersede the need for such has the potential of excluding a meaningful negative response. The affirmative also relies on an unstated rule to exclude the negative. Ground is just that a ground is and ground is people. Debaters come to realize a position other than their own value. The respect and encourage debaters to modify positions in critical issues without being labeled a hypocrite and the refusal to defend the topic leads to dogmatism to make the advocacy yes side of debate. Galway 7. The willingness to argue against one's belief to help advocate to understand the strength and weakness of their own position, failure to see both sides, it leads to high levels of ego involvement and dogmatism. Survey data confirm these conclusions. Mere found that debaters become more tolerant after learning debate, but both sides of an issue. Ironically, the opponents of a debate is dialogue risk falling prey to dogmatism and the competitive nature of debate for its critical thinking contention to bring out the best strategy of the way to determine person converse and critique rounds with the political status of meeting participants. Own discourse is up for grabs and frees discussion of bipolar zeros and turns to devolve into meaningless accusation and highly competitive paths at the expense of opportunities for cooperative thinking of a way we perceive space policy that functionally cripples intellectually post debate and now line by line. They say we meet, but they don't use the political simulation. It's not that you must affirm the resolution, but you must instrumentally affirm the resolution. You can try to link specs as much as you want, but the interpretation is really clear. You must affirm the resolution. You cannot negate action. Instead, you engage the question. That's not how it works, and they say ontology first, but there's no way this is particular. Given the resolution, it should indicate the question that's already been asked, and you need to affirm the question with yes. The only ontology you access is with the ontology that affirms space exploration. You are the opposite of that, which makes you negative ground. They say politics are only possible the connection to be. That's a reason why we need to attach political action or advocacy statement. That does not mean you're topical, and they say we function on exclusion, decided to marginalize their voice, but when there's a topical version of the planet, which side debate is good, we aren't limiting you out. It's just a reason. Half the time, you have to be reasonably fair and negative, and they say the claims are inevitable. It's going to be rejection to keep politics only possible when we alter our ontology. They can't explain why our ontology based on politics is any different from their Heideggerian ethics, and they said switch that debate hurts a movement. We're going to answer that in a second. And they said they transform politics. They can't explain why their transformations cannot be done by affirming the resolution. That means that you're going to prefer affirming. They say the chaos, security, debate, logic, and debate. Cool story, but we can do that. And you can learn through affirming the resolution, not just going by Heidegger. And they only said the calculation is bad if we don't understand ontology. They can't tell us why that's any different than analysis done above. And they try to extend blanket. They said our agency is not determined by formula. Not say that we have to calculate or then we say we use identity epistemological understanding to calculate and make rational decisions. And the topical version of the our impact turns on offense because we aren't trying to eliminate your discussion. We're trying to avoid corruption. The activity how the USFG sends up in space would probably be more meaningful to question your ontological relationship to space if you're already there. And their counter-interpretation is garbage and unpredictable ontological relationship to anxiety or not germane resolution can be recycled and also not send unpredictable states which makes it impossible to prepare either way. Either way, every single debate round comes to anxiety, good, bad debate, which destroys the educational legitimacy of the forum. They say no loss of negative ground, but one, it's bad ground because you force to defend the status quo space policy, which is what the affirmative should do and not the negative, and two, it's unpredictable ground. And they say zero policy, but switch that debate solves the dialogue through reason allows us to reach a conclusion on an issue. We don't just gridlock decision making and policy making. Be a policy, USFG, the government located in Washington, D.C., can't be individuals, nor is it real-world education for policymakers to an ontological question in the relationship to the space. They independently jacks all the predictability of the debate, or even if they are in the direction of the topic activist ground is guaranteed 80% of the debate, multiple this has to us. First is the consequences they said. Arguments we lose include politics, militarization, anything based on the USFG action. All these are critical to learning, cost-benefit analysis, decision making. This decision making model is good for debaters to adopt because even if we don't become policymakers, it still teaches us a tangible sense of consequence that are attached to our action. Their world debate means that firms don't have to be challenged with concrete consequences. That's pretty theoretical claims that cannot falsifiable or ever be realistic. Self-serving model that privileges outrageous philosophical violations over real-world education. And B, the Rush Limbaugh dissent. We lose all competitive counterparts. The competition begins at the actual level, which other of us can permit anything we claim to endorse. When counterparts suggest what me and my partner do not alternative proposals by the United States federal government to consider logically after do the thing, we can do our thing. There's no competitive try to mean no dissent to the permutation without competition. The disincentivize from learning alternative methods of solving the impacts of dogmatism, endorse the decision making of model black and white, good and bad, and we close ourselves. The thing they failure to recognize but alternative methods starting points of subtlety, which produces the same type of intolerance that feels racist in points of politics, is the same type of binary oppositional policy making at least Rush Limbaugh calling a law student a horn and nationwide broadcast that actually turns their affirmative, and the overview effect is that she had evidence to predict that merely placing herself in the shoes of the policy space policy decision makers allows to stand on the shoulders of giants again news per second of higher that is impossible from the guidance incentivized research over action experience the policy process and overall goals of the space program. This enables students to become active participants in the public sphere and challenge monopolization of the space industry by laser turns the majority of their offense. Debate doesn't produce monsters, produces some of the most liberal members of the political community, and that takes all our offense policy allows us to translate our views into relatable approaches that for opposition to announce them. When people are confused and feel that their own philosophy is being attacked, they gush out, react to violent ways. The opposite of the attack cause masculine backlash or provides a stable middle ground for deliberation and switch side. Switch side debate solves all your offense. When you're negative, you should read arguments like this because it's the way to philosophical critique the USFG does think, but when you are half, it's impossible to prepare for. The negative is then forced to defend the process of space exploration, which makes no sense. You also severely limits or half the education we could again. You're up alongside us. You should be our ground. There's zero unique reason why you should be allowed to read this on the half instead of replacing a god-awful exo counterpoint with the on negative. And the half is a negative argument. We should be allowed to access both the tech part of Heidegger methods as well the ontological anxiety parts of Furman shouldn't gain ontology advantages and multiple pieces of offense. First, the open mind. This is the mere evidence of the way the institution functions. It opens students up to the ideals that don't normally face the school. The conservative defend the agenda. The anarchists defend the state institutions. As a result, it produces more open-minded and tolerant individuals reading the same argument everyone produces dogmatism only leads to hatred for the other side. This act vice versa by forcing debaters to defend neoconservative ideals from the same side. The only one defend policy making as well means the only link to your own policy making bad dissent and B democratic deliberation dissent. Gunner sentiments is produced to stable inclusive states like the resolution is that agreed upon by the community and started upon for the fair deliberation. The words equal opportunities. The discussion. The type is an agon or arena of a contestation of quality teaches student intolerant for their position about it. This impact is authoritarianism. They laugh at the diamond evidence, but it's actually pretty good for the statistically speaking. So it is the politics of unfairness that mimics authoritarian dictatorship and the monopolization of the subject matter, but not held to a stable locus of contestation results in violent adherence that results in genocidal violence and fairness. Clearly, we think they're cheating and they should lose. Our J-Hyde evidence is very important to highlight. The wall may be able to explain one of our arguments we can read against our further. They ignore the necessity of preparation of protocols to make predicting the cases possible, such as being topical. They'll claim that we are silencing the voice and therefore should lose for committing discourse violence. They ignore the competitive fairness is a necessary precondition for the community to exist. Students and coaches are motivated by fair competition with a stable, predictable starting point and answering the resolution of question with the yes. The narrative cannot prepare good strategy or well-thought position because this is impossible predictable. Then when I see this delimits the topic, they can be tridirectional. One for the topic against the topic, or cat in the hat, anything goes, which obliterates the efficacy of debate, and B, which turn their actives and claims or refusal to switch that, and the inability to test their own efficacy. Effectively, sounds activism because we can highlight flaws and develop better methods, and they close up the hearts and minds ability to lose. Acts like this don't like to see from the other point of view. They feel tricked and cheated and turn against these arguments. The end goal of their project is not equality inclusion, to find anything in its worth, and eats the right form. You neutralize your offense. You can discuss in a philosophy class or the next time of a convention in Jersey. The debate round will actually touch your argument because the speech side is opposites from nature. After debate means you analyze your argument in so much as you know how to beat it, not as a means of understanding. And it's also unique to Heidegger because policy debate is the state of ontological anxiety, which we can't just question. We have to speak and break speech formula, the spot adaptation of our strategy, and the thing is oppositional nature, all of the things which Heidegger would appall. Cross X.